Welcome to week 12. We're getting closer to the end here. So you're going to go to your last unit, which is Unit 5, Revision and Portfolio. And this will give you a final glimpse at what's to come. So there was a narrated PowerPoint video on the reflection paper, which is the last and final new piece of writing that we're going to put together for the portfolio. Then you want to take a look at the narrated PowerPoint video for the portfolio paper. A brief overview, and there's a much longer document also in Blackboard to describe the portfolio process, but it's good to start looking it over because that's going to be starting next week, gathering your information. So these just kind of give a general overview of these last two items. This week you're going to continue to revise your ARE for submission by Friday, November 9th at 5 p.m. Unit 4 in the argument paper section contains the ARE grading criteria. I strongly recommend you go through this and check to make sure you have all of the parts. That is probably one of the biggest mistakes I'm finding from students is they're not including a certain section. And if you don't have that section, you lose the points for it. So please go back and double check. Also under the Unit 4 Week 11, there are some revision guidelines. By now your essays have been peer reviewed. So now you can take a look at your peers' comments and again looking through the grading criteria to double check. The revision guidelines kind of give you a final checklist of, okay, have I made all of the corrections I could possibly make to make this the best possible essay? Then we're looking into the reflection paper. If you look over the grading criteria and the PowerPoint, you should have a general idea of what's expected. This is much shorter. There is no citation at all in the reflection paper. It's simply a reflection of how you feel about the course. So I would suggest you begin drafting a reflection paper at some point this week. It is due next Friday, November 16th by 5 p.m. And again, you've already got a narrated PowerPoint and the grading criteria to help you with that process. And because the major paper is due this Friday, November 9th, there is no journal. So work on that reflection paper and then go through and revise previous drafts for their portfolio submission. Most of you did revisions for me as we went along the way, and I gave revisions back to you. And if you're satisfied with your grade, I mean the grades are not changing, but if I gave you comments and there's some things that you can still fix, you might want to fix those things for the portfolio review. As you know, the portfolio is not judged by me, it's judged by a couple staff members actually. So you want to make sure all of the required elements are there. So go back and look at the grading criteria, go back and look at what you did, look at my comments. Good idea to start, fixing those up right now because we're getting close to the end. So that's it for this week. We've actually, after this week is over, we've looked at everything there is to know, and we're finishing up our last major big essay, the ARE, working on the reflection, and then looking ahead to the portfolio. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good week.